Sardegnia, the land of judgments. Overnight did the old country change. Sardegnia, the land of sacraments. Blessed are we by your thunder and rain. Sardegnia, the land of eternity. Under the light of God are we prosperous again. Excerpt from Sardegnia under the light of God. On the balcony of a cathedral, the newly appointed apostle, Marco Polo, stared with bewilderment at the sight before her. After silence that was neither too long nor too short, the new apostle finally delivered her first word of address to the endless crowd stretching out before her. I suppose I should say, good morning. It's awfully bright today, isn't it? After the near superposition event that took place in test site beta, Marco Polo fell into a comatose state. Now, upon her awakening, she found herself in a new world. Although she indeed was after a high throne and reverent subjects, this unexpected development left even her at a loss for words. As she was about to bluff her way through her speech, two girls appeared at her sides. Forgive us, Your Grace. We should have planned for the event of intense sunlight. I will set up the curtains. Please give me a moment. In the meantime, allow me to paint a picture of this holy moment. Are they the Holy See's secretary and painter? Here you are, Your Grace. While the curtains were being set up, the secretary, Jose Carducci, handed Marco Polo an explanatory script for her to read. Phew, magnificent assistance. I like this girl. Her name is Carducci, is it not? Yes, Your Grace. See you're having a moment. Should I say you look like something is wrong? Pelio and I will buy you time. Take this opportunity to read your speech one more time. Or just deliver your speech as is. We'll talk more after your address to the public. Understood. Thank you. Once the curtains were set up, Raffaello had finished her sketchwork. The apostle once again showed up to the masses. With composure, confidence, and majestic spirit, she delivered her speech, without the script. The conclusion of her address was punctuated by thunderous applause and cheers. Then, the new apostle's audience was over. The speech was over, Raffaello and Carducci escorted Marco Polo to her office. I am not going to make a joke about how offices look the same in this world, because I am respectful. And also because I've been having so many recording issues, I think this is a punishment from God. Through their conversation on the way there, Marco Polo learned just who these two ship girls were. Jose Carducci was her secretary as well as the poet. Raffaello, meanwhile, was a freelance artist close to the Holy See. Thank you both for your help earlier. Goodness knows how it would have gone had you not been there. I just did my job. Thank you, my Grace. You gave an incredible impromptu speech. So why'd you seem so confused at first? Did the ritual have some effect on your mind since it wasn't fully carried out? Ritual? She keenly picked up on the key word in that sentence. I'm glad that we're finally getting a follow-up to full scales almost a year and a half later. Those videos did incredibly well, honestly. Yes, Your Grace. You're given form by the technology that was left behind as the relics of God. Therefore, you just need to become the apostle and to wield extraordinary strength. I believe I already explained this to you once before. Jose Carducci gave a superfluous comment under her breath. Explained it to me before? Is this like with that script? It reminds me. I think I heard something in my dreams before I came to this world. Upon me, your eyes gaze. Upon my ears, songs of adoration flow. From the clouds I descend, returning from heaven. A voice spoke a hymn to me in my sleep. The voice sounded familiar. Is this ritual not meant to herald the arrival of something? Raffaello, were you also involved in the ritual of descent? And this isn't our very first meeting. Of course I was. In fact, the reason the ritual went so well was thanks to my parts. I know what you mean by not our first meeting, but strictly speaking, I knew about you before you knew about me, so yeah. Excuse me, what? Oh, I see. You drew a portrait of me. That was used as a catalyst to summon my spirit to this world, yes? But then, how did you know what I look like? I saw you in a dream and painted it. That's how. Do you know a woman by the name of Shinano? Shina who? Who's that? Never mind. I probably understand the situation. I can make sense of this if I interpret it as revelation from God. But perhaps it's more. Perhaps God even gave me a chance? So then my soul descended upon this world in the form of a spirit in a dream? The grace, you need to work yourself up. Your arrival was divine intervention. Even if you do experience some after effects, it does not change the fact that you're an apostle. After effects? Forget I asked. You do at least understand that, since you summoned me here, I am not a native of this world, yes? And if you're friends of mine, I'd like you to verify a few things. First of all, what are the sirens up to now? Also, who is this God I keep hearing about? You're not a native of this world? Did I actually summon an honest-to-God spirit from heaven? What are you confused about? Didn't you yourselves perform the ritual? We did, yeah, but it wasn't just a ritual. We still use wisdom cubes. In theory, shouldn't you be the same as us? You literally said I was summoned using technology left at the ruins of God or whatever just a minute ago. That's true. Ritual was held at the shipyard of God. That's how they use technology left behind by God. Speaking of the shipyard, me and Paradiso were born in it too. It's just that no weird machines were used in our cases. You should miss them that way. Maybe that's why you came from a world beyond our own. I'll explain everything. Aren't I a genius? This is gonna be one of those acid trips. Falio accepted the theory no later than she'd come up with it. Wait, shipyard of God? What tell me next? That God's just a place name here? No, we're talking about actual divine miracles here. This is the shipyard. There's also the palace of God, the garden of God, the armory of God, and so on. If you want to see them, I can devise a sightseeing route for you. Marco Polo's thoughts were struggling to keep up with the situation. Okay, next question. What about the sirens? Quick! What do you mean sirens? Like alarms? Seems her grace requires a lot more information. Yes! Information! Magnificent! Give it to me! Okay, I'll get it for you. However, your meeting with the College of Cardinals is soon, so just you start preparing for that. Preparing? Is it right now? Yes. You have many matters from all over the Ecclesia to deal with. Very well. I am the apostle after all. If I don't do it, no one will. Paradiso of Shackled Lights. I will actually briefly touch on my recording issues. OBS has decided to stop working for this game. So I'm recording it off of the computer's inbuilt recording software. If there are any issues with this recording, let me know so I can cry in the corner and eventually fix them. After several hellish days of gathering information, the industrious and prodigious Marco Polo developed a rough grasp of the world she found herself in. After her dull meetings were over, she returned to her office, where she sorted through the things she'd seen and heard over the past few days. What is that this? So Degna Ecclesia resided a shipgirl apostle at the heart of their belief. Through some unknown means and a lot of work, the called forth by sleeping soul gave me a body through the use of wisdom cubes, thus bringing me to their world. Therefore, you can both say that the person they call Marco Polo is both me and also not me. From my perspective, this is something like a dream, but to these people, this world is without a doubt real. Fascinating. I never thought I'd get to see such an experience of what it's like to descend from the heavens. Honestly, I quite like it. I shook her head, picked up a nearby dessert, and casually tossed it into her mouth. Yes, I want it to be this. An apostle. On what planet or in what dimension doesn't matter. What matters is that God has not forsaken me. Although, was I really called here just to fulfill my ambitions? There's much awry in this world after all. Nurse to the side unfolded a rolled-up map sitting on the corner of her desk. Not sure I descended from is in the Sardetian League, a federation located on the Opinion Archipelago. What called the central governing body of the states that these islands are home to? This history goes back over 1,000 years in time from now. At the time, it was known as the Appian Peninsula, a name more familiar to me. As time passed, their empire should have crumbled after many consecutive years of war. However, their history diverged from ours. Understanding all those wars, the Empire actually appeared to be on the brink of revival. However, the Empire believed in a foreign god, was eventually destroyed by a divine punishment known as Paradise Lost. How tremendous was this punishment that the Empire was not only destroyed, but also the literal land on which it stood was split into pieces. Thus, the Apennine Peninsula became the Apennine Archipelago, and a nation known as the Sardinia Ecclesia was born. Then, 1,000 years passed. The archipelago developed into 7 countries that went on to form the centralized government known as the Sardinia League. At the center of the Sardinia Ecclesia and the Republic of Florence. In the west lies the Genoan Republic. In the north, the Dukedom of Milan. Eastward, the Republic of Venice. In the south, the Kingdom of Naples and the Kingdom of Sicily. These two have since unified, now known as the Kingdom of the Two Sicilies. All states from the Sardinian League are under the rule of the Sardinia Ecclesia. They're in charge just because they've been around the longest, but also because God truly exists in this world, and this God left relics across the country. These relics not only put the Ecclesia at the forefront of science and culture, but also provided it with military dominance. She carelessly threw the map aside and leaned back in her reclining chair, seemingly at a loss. Shipyard of God, Garden of God, Armory of God. All left behind by this meeting. What is going on in this world without sirens? Then it becomes so radically different from my world. Wait, that's it! The siren's absence is clearly the biggest divergence. Common Sound, the commander, said something about how the sirens conduct different experiments in each and every branch. Some experience modest, others are extreme, and others still are rather bizarre. In circumstances bizarre, it has to be this one. Perhaps this is but a roundabout experiment. Sirens are nothing if not sly, so... As she was running all this information through her head, trying to figure out the siren's plan, a few knocks rang outside her office. Raphaelio and Kadisha came in. They gazed at Marco Polo, lying sideways in her recliner. I knew it! I knew it from the start! Your Grace, I'd advise you to be more cognizant of your appearance. Kadisha put away the snacks gathered around the desk and sorted through the papers. Raphaelio, meanwhile, stared intently at Marco Polo, drawing a picture of her in her mind. What does it matter when only my inner circle comes here anyway? I care not to look dignified around the clock. What brings you here now anyways? We received news the cleaning work has finished the Ninth Armory of God. It's ready to be opened. Of course, if there's any time to prepare, I could ask them to wait a day or two. Ninth Armory. The College of Cardinals mentioned it. That's the one that's been sealed since ancient times, and only I can open it, yes? Correct. The Holy See's ancient records state that God not only left his most powerful weapons there for his subjects, but also that the key to even greater power lies there. Time for an outing then. Magnificent! My curiosity is piqued and I'm ready to go. As you say, I'll begin our preparations for your departure at once. You'll leave in an hour. Let's go, Raphaelio. Wait, I just got an inspo. Let's let me draw a sketch first. Kadushi, I'll Raphaelio stay here for a while. The importance of depicting my majestic features is not to be understated. Very well. We will reconvene in an hour. No one but me can open that armory, eh? The responsibility is being the chosen one. How magnificent! Be they god or a siren, I will personally reveal their true form. At least she's not idiots. After a bumpy ride, Markable and her age rising to destination. I know it's just meant to be a generic cathedral, but that place looks a lot like Notre Dame. Exiting their car, they found their export, Major Baraka, was already waiting for them from the church. Cannons, ready for a salute. Your Grace, welcome to the Armory of God. I am Maggior Baccara, the bodyguard. How was your journey? Courteous bow, Maggior Baccara introduced herself to Marco Polo. After such a grand and splendid reception, Marco Polo was overcome with emotion. Finito, Littorio, and Clemenceau always get special treatment just like this. In this place, I'm the important one. Oh, my journey went fine, thanks. I trust you'll keep us safe, Baraka. Incidentally, what is this church? Is this Army of God 9 the one I'm going to open? The building before her was certainly impressive, but didn't quite fit with her image of the Armory of God. This is a facade to hide the entrance, Your Grace. The real armory is underneath the church. I suppose that makes sense. I want to try to hide a big structure, put it underwater or underground. Once upon a time, I did... Actually, never mind. This is the inquisitive eyes of onlookers. She cut herself short and looked around with a hint of awkwardness. Turning her gaze upwards, she caught a sight of two figures who she recognized. Oh yeah, this angle's good. Gotta snap a few more photos to record this historic moment. Hey Da Vinci, try to hold a little more steady. We're going off course. Doing the best I can, alright? Alfredo and Da Vinci. They get some energy. Calm down. They could be natives to this test site for all I know. As the Ecclesia's famous journalist Alfredo Orinari and the genius adventurer Leonardo da Vinci. They're asked to record this historic moment. They were not asked to board a flying machine and take pictures from the air. They're an independent party. If they are an annoyance to you, Your Grace, I can tell them to leave at once. Tradition knows that Marco Polo was staring at them, so she issued an explanation. Interesting. Has it been long since they were materialized? Yes. The trustworthy allies have served the Ecclesia for quite some time now. Why is she then? I've been in a good mood lately, and I hate for my test site beta origins to be exposed. Magnificent. The more people photograph my splendor, the better, I say. Let's leave them be for now and get down to business, shall we? Sure, this way, Your Grace. Maggio Baccara escorted the Apostle and her aides underground and went through a hidden tunnel behind them. Christ! And went through a tunnel hidden behind a secret passage. At the end of the tunnel, the walls around them turned metal. The lighting and general structure, too, radically different from what they saw before. At some point, Raffaello had overtaken Baccara as the one walking to the front. We're finally at the outer periphery of the Ninth Army, and just about to pass through the first checkpoints. Whatever you do, please don't go in front of me until the safety check is finished. Raffaello went straight forward, approaching a high-security gate. A gate made of an unknown metal, and a strange automated security system. It's far beyond the Sardinians League's ecological standard. In this white color scheme, does it feel like any siren structure I've seen? No, don't judge my conclusions. This could be clever camouflage employed by the sirens. Okay, check's done. We can go through. While thoughts rushed through Marco Polo's head, Raffaello completed the first checkpoint's verification process. The heavy gate slowly opened. As soon as the path forward appeared, a realization dawned upon Marco Polo. Raffaello, didn't you say I was the only one who could open this door? How come you did it with such little difficulty? Good question. Because I'm just that awesome, I guess? I'm kidding. I can only guess through the outer checkpoints. Opening the gates of the armory proper, only you can do that. It's not part of the same facility. Isn't that strange to you? It seems I must once again explain matters. No, by now, the Ecclesia has been carrying out a several-year-long plan to create a shipgirl capable of opening the armories of God. As such, materialization had some different processes from the rest of us. Raffaello's art was one of them. In fact, Raffaello herself was modified in the very first step of the plan preceding yours. Thus, the situation is also a little different. Without the relic of God, she was born with some unique powers. One is being able to condense the power of belief through the act of drawing. The other is being able to pass some verification steps in God's facilities. She can condense the power of belief. Ah, so even that little thing you doodle containing a safeguarding sacred power, do they? God's capable of performing miracles, I take it. I won't go that far. I can say the effect depends on how well I can conceptualize something, or how compatible with God's machines I am. Let's say I don't know what you mean by conceptualizing something, and how compatible with God's machines you are. How would you explain it? Well, the conceptualized part is straightforward. It's literally how well I can conceive something in my mind. Everyone in the Holy See, like Kurdushi, for example, likes calling it the power of belief. But Da Vinci and I both think calling it brain power is more accurate. Not explicitly exclusive to those with strong faith. Heck, even casual believers or atheists have more or less the same thing. It's also not even really linked to the divine either, so... It's figure of speech. Also, random people can't conceptualize a physical thing that authenticates them with God's machines, can't they? See, that's why it's so weird that the Holy See calls it the power of belief. Most of power is the same, so why is belief the only thing allowed to convert to something else while the rest isn't? Oh, sorry. I remember the importance of not centering the Holy See right in front of the Apostle. An awkward expression that looked anxiously in Marco Polo's direction. The Apostle was not stirred in the least. Instead, she looked indifferent, like her mind was somewhere else entirely. She could use her conceptual ability through art. She must have made the Holy See's rules. Did I make the rules, though? I'm the Apostle, for heaven's sake! Perhaps I could get her to materialize 1,000 powerful weapons. Yes, that's what I'll do. After all, the apostles should at least possess a fleet devoted to her. Okay, Queen Elizabeth Clements out and Fridget de Grosse gave the commander and have them all work for me. Grace, is everything alright? Oh man, she really wants my head on a spike, doesn't she? Anything but, just an amusing thought struck me. Ophelio, pay for me next time. Could you provide me with some more creative designs? Creative designs? Like what? A holy lance, for instance. Oh, 4 pairs of wings. Or perhaps even a divine armored mech? Ooh, so you have a taste for that kind of stuff. If that's what you want, I'll gladly oblige your grace. Are you about other things too? Would you like to have a mythical creature as a pet? Ah, you are an ingenious artist. You know just what I like. You're the most unique, open-minded client I've ever had. Oh, you and I will be excellent collaborators. Took the words right out of my mouth. I'm killing myself. While Marco Polo and Ophelio laughed and laughed, the group had reached their found destination. That over there, that's the gate even I can't get open. The Holy See calls it the Gate of the Chosen One. Rumors say the gods' most powerful weapons and a clue to getting greater power lie beyond. Your Grace, it's your time to shine. Child's play. Eyes peeled now. With confident strut, Marco Polo walked up to the Gate of the Chosen One. Remember the important things Ophelio had taught her at the previous checkpoint. She recited a prayer and pushed against the alloyed part of the gate with both hands. Then she felt a jolt of energy travel from her head to her toes, as though that was the sign her identity had been verified. Well dissipated, at the same time, the gate slowly opened before her. Just like that? I was expecting there to be more fanfare, more glittering lights or something. Congrats, Your Grace! Identity Ecclesia has grown mightier today thanks to you. Yes, and I may yet grow mightier too. Let's not celebrate so soon. Come along now, it's time to see what's in there. On the other side of the massive gate was a mind-bogglingly large space. Mountains, rivers, even a sky? Whoa, I wasn't expecting there to be a sacred domain here of all things. It's the second ever domain that the Ecclesia has found. With the first being the Garden of God of the Cathedral. This is blatantly a mirror seed. The probability of secret siren involvement just rose significantly. Hey, tell, what exactly is a sacred domain? Well, this. Just look at it. We're underground, yet there's somehow a sky over our heads. The sacred domain is what the Holy See calls a place that constitutes its own world. Considered a sacrament of the highest caliber. Based on Da Vinci's research, this place and rigging technology should have pretty similar roots. Of course, rigging ship girls, the Holy See refers to them all as sacraments, so yeah. As you could say, it's an impeccable, self-contained system. Oh, sorry, I'm rambling again. It's fine, I'll let every little thing get on my nerves. Moreover, some parts of your movements are interesting. Now, it's easy for the chosen ones to enter this place. I seriously doubt there are any traps or such out meant to harm us. What do you say we split up to cover more ground? The most prudent proposal, Your Grace. Magnificent. Then let's go. Remember, if you find any strange machines, do not touch them. If anything happens, call me at once. We'll regroup here in 3 hours. After the group scattered in every direction, Marco Polo went the way that had caught her eye ever since she first entered the Mirror Sea. Over her many years studying Mirror Seas, she had developed the intuition that if she kept going, she was bound to find important structure. This intuition was in fact correct. Her attention was drawn by a facility buried in a mountain range not too far from there. She went inside and conducted a basic search and found something that proved her suspicion more than anything else up to this point. The storehouse for the Mirror Seas, Mastery's fleet and pawns. Massive defensive installations unlike anything I've seen before. Especially the rumored powerful weapons. As for the means to even greater power, a siren production line perhaps? I'm sure of it now. While their appearances don't match anything I've ever seen, this army of God is in fact a siren armory. Wait a moment. That means the god who the Sardegnia elite has been worshipping for centuries is the sirens. The Ecclesia and the Holy See are merely puppets under the sirens' beck and call. And I am their apostle, so I am a puppet leader? Oh no, am I being controlled yet again? It doesn't add up. If the Sirens are this test site's god, does that mean I was chosen by the Sirens? That can't be right. When I was in that white space, I could feel his presence. But I do have control over these Siren facilities. What's strangest of all is that I appear to be in the heart of this place, and I have not seen a single elite Siren thus far. If Observer or her kid were here, shouldn't they have come to speak to me at this point? If they haven't, what do they expect me as a puppet to do? That proves it. I am not under anyone's control. Yes, I'm not a puppet. I truly am the chosen one. It wasn't the Sirens who summoned me. No, it was God. He saw the blasphemous state of the world and sent me to correct it. That has to be it. 3 hours pass in the blink of an eye while Marco Polo racked her brain. It's time to rendezvous and go back. Hey Grace, I've recorded all our findings over this expedition. I just written in the ancient text, this is indeed an armory of God. Once again, congrats to you, Grace. As far as I can tell, the facilities are all the facilities are in sleep mode. Yeah? Grace, what do you say we put them up? Sure. Wait, no. Is something the matter, Grace? Let's just fire up a Siren production line. Is she insane? Well, you see, the situation's even more complicated than I anticipated. To wake the small fry not the end of the world. What if we work the sleeping giants? Think we can take on someone the likes of Observer, huh? We analyze to make a hasty decision given the importance of this place. We should evaluate our options and, yes, let's think things through carefully. Ideally, I can figure out a way to blow this all to Kingdom Come later. This is my final verdict as an apostle. Let us debate whether or not to misuse the facilities another time. For now, we're going home. This is dangerous. I must get away post-haste. So, it was over. New apostle completed her opening and inspection in the 9th Armory of God.